Hello, my divine kings and queens. I am back to do another video. In today's message, I want to go over with you guys what to do right now in this season as you're being targeted by demonic forces and being targeted by those of whom are trying to bind you and keep you held back from moving forward into your divine purpose and moving forward on your journey. Currently, right now, chosen ones are being targeted um, and targeted in such a way where there's some strong spiritual warfare that we're going up against. In the spiritual, yes, but in the physical, you are being monitored, you are targeted, and there are some people that that may have a hand in it, but there are a plethora of people. Like I'm seeing, masked people, people that you do not know the people that do know you, right? That have sent these people out to you to keep eyes on you, to keep watch on you, to bring about some kind of harm your way. And so I'm gonna wait just to share, a little bit of my testimony, but I wanted to come on here and tell you guys what the vision that I had. And so when I was taking a nap, earlier, um, I can't swim. Mind you, I can't swim. But I woke up in this, big body of water, and I was in this boat. And I wasn't scared or anything like that. I didn't look in the water to see, what was going on. I just had tunnel vision on where I was going. And so I was being instructed to go to this particular destination. When I got to this destination, I got out the boat, and immediately when I got out the boat, there were sharks that attacked the boat and devoured it. That's what prompted me to go look in the water, and I saw it was full of sharks. I'm talking about full of sharks. Like I should not have made it to my destination. And so God immediately said, "Get back focused. You got to start packing because we don't have that much time." So I started packing. I couldn't take everything with me. I had to take like the essentials with me. So there was a lot of things that were dear to me. I can't really recall. That's why I tell you guys to write down your dreams when you have them, so that when you wake up, you can recall it. Because sometimes you may get bits and pieces, but you won't get everything. You get me what I'm saying? So there was some things that was like dear to me that I know I had to just throw in the water because I couldn't even take it with me. Some things was just it needed to be thrown away. I was just hoarding it. But I took the essentials. Everything was packed up, and I was about to jump back in this water because I don't know what was going on. I didn't have a boat. I didn't have anything, but I knew that there was a blockage that was formed that I can see and trap. The majority of the sharks. So I thought it was free and clear for me to jump back in and swim to the other side because there was no other way for me to get back to the other side. And so God told me, no, wait, like wait, don't just jump in. And then I seen where there was like this piece of cheese, and mind you, I do not know why, but it is gonna make sense. I know y'all probably saying, why was there cheese there? And whatever the case, I can only tell you what I saw, right? So I got the cheese, and God said throw it this way. I threw it, and there were about maybe like 10, 20 sharks left in that water. I don't know why I couldn't see them, but they all went and to try to get that cheese. So I say, well, I got these, group of sharks over here distracted, and I have these over here blocked. Now you got to get in this water. You got to swim to the other side, and I mean move. And I didn't give them no rebuttal or anything like that. I was scared, and I know that I felt that fear. But again, I jumped in the water, and the only thing I could think of was getting to the other side. So I was swimming, and I'm telling you, it felt so real. Like it felt so real. I woke up in sweat because the sharks, it looked like some hammer sharks, but then some with some great whites. It was just, I don't care if they're hammer sharks, baby sharks, like they're sharks. And I don't know if I was in a situation like that. I'm talking about going up against some sharks in a big body of water like that. I'd probably been dead before them sharks had any chance to get to me or eat me up. Like just freezing in a moment. But only thing I could think of was getting to the other side. So I got to the other side, and God just told me keep walking, don't even turn and look back. But I was safe. I was unharmed. Nothing happened to me. So when I look at that and having that, and I also seen myself, I seen another thing, but I feel like that's pertaining to me, so I'm not gonna say that. There's some things, some visions, you don't want to share publicly, especially when you know the enemy is watching you, right? So, that what I get from that is, you got, I said, okay, you got what? Like loan sharks. You got sharks that are all around you. Some people who, like I said, are at the top of their game. Some people who are working for very prominent figures. You get what I'm saying? Some are masked because I said I couldn't see no sharks. I was about to jump back in. It was about 10, 20 of them that went for that piece of cheese. So even though I couldn't see them, they were still yet in that water. You got hidden enemies. You got, enemies that are close to you that know you, but they're sharks. And I'm going to tell you something, even though you're being targeted right now, even though you're being targeted right now, I had to make sure it was recorded. Even though you're being targeted right now, you may feel like you don't understand why you keep repeating this cycle because people don't want to let you go. You got people who know, they know. You get what I'm saying? You have family members. Some of these sharks that's been around you, they dabble into divination. They have their hands, they're part of secret. I told you guys, they're part of secret groups. This is very big. This is something that probably will be talked about until the summertime because these people started going up against you last year. You get what I'm saying? And it's because these people know when to come into your life to try to upset and disrupt things in your life. You get what I'm saying? And it don't matter how much time passed, 5 years, 3 to 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 10 years. These people are on you because they know what you stand to accomplish. They've seen something, they've gone to somebody. And every time these people pulling cards, they're like, this person is very strong. They got a strong spirit and they're going to bounce back. But we don't care because when they bounce back, we going to come back and tear them back down. These people are relentless. They have been warned. But getting back to what I'm saying about being in that body of water and the sharks not being able to get me, and I'm talking about it was that I was supposed to be dead before I got to my destination. And then getting back, those who were blocked, and then the ones who was distracted, these were supposed to be the ones that was supposed to come in and get me to finish it off, or to finish what someone else has started, or you get what I'm saying? But no one could do anything because still yet in the midst of me going through this, I was able to get to my destination and get back to where I needed to be to move forward in my life. So no matter what it is that you're going through right now, and even though these people are targeting you and they're watching you and they're attacking you, and they've done something to disrupt things in your life, sent people to cause you delays or blockages, or just to simply waste your time and serve as a distraction, be glad that you're alive. Because there's a lot of you, and this is why I'm telling you, go back and read the story of Job. Whenever you get discouraged, whenever you feel dismayed, whenever you feel downtrodden, understand that you are not the first and you will not be the last that is going through this. But understand that still at the same time, you don't curse the man who was still yet in the midst of all this hell and turmoil and black magic and these evil, hell bound, and hell bent people. You don't even understand how that man is protecting you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It may feel like you feel he should have counteracted or intercepted and interceded on your behalf to where you would even have to be in that body of water with all them sharks. You wouldn't even have to be attacked. You wouldn't even have to be, but you have to understand something. How can you have and deliver your testimony if you don't go through no test? How can you know what I'm saying, testify, right? And let people know what it is that God helped you overcome if you don't go through nothing in your life. The devil waged spiritual warfare on you in hopes of you losing your faith in God. God still yet kept you protected and surrounded so that you would understand that he would never leave you alone. He would never leave nor forsake you. And it's up to you to see that and not to curse him and not to turn your back on him, but to keep persevering in what you're going through right now and understanding that he will get you there. It does not matter. And these people will have their time. I'm telling you, their days are numbered. And the reason why I say that is because when you back up When you back up and you understand that God say vengeance is mine, right? And you understand that when he tells you something, if he's clearly stating, touch not my anointed and bring no harm to my prophets, right? That there is meaning behind that. That means not only are you protected, not only are you protected, you are powerful and you mean a lot to him. He does not take lightly those who act like they don't know how to leave you alone, who want to bully you, mock you to the end of your days and don't even have a reason. This goes back to what I say about the jealousy. And then I heard something the other day. Somebody just told me out of nowhere. Jealousy sometimes lead people to kill. Then I thought of the story of Cain and Abel. A brother killed another brother, all because one brother's offering was greater and more welcomed and received than the other. But if people just took the time to focus on themselves instead of trying to focus on you, if people just backed up and let you get that marriage, let you get true love, let you get the fame and the fortune, they wouldn't even have anything to worry about. And see, a lot of these people, what I keep trying to tell you, the reason why it's like, well, you asked me why he had to distract the other ones and why couldn't you see the sharks before you was back? Some people are doing this and they want to hide. So they want to throw stones and hide their hand because they know that what they're doing is wrong. And then now they're anxious and they're just like, well, what's going to happen to us? What's going to happen to us? Is anything going to happen to us? But they was not thinking about that when they kept going up against you. And some of these people been doing it for years. Like I said, through it all, God has carried you. And through it all, even though it may not seem like your life is ever going to get to where you want it to be, it may not seem like you'll ever just have everlasting peace in your life to where it's no disruptions, no chaos, no one coming for you, nobody sending anybody for you, just leaving you alone and letting you be. Understand that even in the midst of all of that, you could have been dead. Be thankful that you're alive. It's not up for me to say, oh, you know what, I don't have sympathy for you, or I don't care what it is that you have lost, or who's come in your life, who's left your life, or what your predicament or current stance is in life right now. But what I'm saying is we're not focused on that. What we're focused on right now is the mere fact that I don't think you understand what you was in the middle of. And I don't think you understand how many hands was involved in this. And I don't think you understand that it was some people who was real close to you. And it's so crazy how, you know, let me finish this and I'm gonna go back to that, right? But be thankful that you are alive is all I got to say. Be thankful that you are alive. Be thankful that you are alive because you're not supposed to be. These are sharks. These are sharks. They do not care for you. They do not love you. They have no sympathy for you, but to want to see you down, and it's out of jealousy. They already have that bitterness and that darkness and resentment towards you. And that's why I tell you, having the anointing over your life can be very dangerous, especially if you do not understand that you have to reserve your energy. You cannot just give that to everybody. You can't just go out and move freely like everybody else. Your energy is different. The calling on your life is different. Do you understand what I'm saying? You will get used and abused and plotted on and tricked and mocked. You understand what I'm saying? And betrayed. It's until you understand and learn that that's not how you're supposed to live. That's not how you're supposed to move. If in fact God brings certain people in your life and he leads you to help a certain group of people, or he leads you a certain way, you know what I'm saying? If you're going to allow people in your life, you have got to use your discernment and line people's actions up with the fruit of the spirit. You cannot take any chances out here. Do you understand what I'm saying? You got people who are states away from you, doing things to you to want to bring harm your way when you did nothing to these people. Again, what what do you feel you have done? If you know what I'm saying, you can listen to the conversation, but I'm gonna tell you something. There's nothing that you've done to these people. Your light just irritates their demons. And unfortunately, you have a lot of people who are battling demons. You're going up against principalities. These people are battling demons, inner demons, and some of these people claim to be in the body of Christ. They claim to be grounded in the Word of God. They claim to have loved you. They claim that they are doing good and moving righteous towards other people. This is what they claim, right? Yet you were surrounded by sharks. All I saw in that water was sharks. If it was not for God, you wouldn't have made it to your destination. Wherever you are right now, you wouldn't have made it there. You're supposed to be dead. I give you an example of what I just went through a couple days ago. Um, I counsel certain women down at this woman's home. And so from time to time, sometimes I may take calls and sometimes I may go there. And we'll do Bible study, we'll do devotion, or what have you. I happen to have taken a call. I needed to take a call for work. And while I was taking that call, one of the ladies who run that home took it upon herself to, I would just tell you the gist of it. Like I said, I needed to be there at a certain time. The girls were waiting for me, and there was two girls that really took a liking to me there, right? And so these girls was waiting for me. So I guess they wanted me to go first, and the other two was gonna go after. But I just felt like, due to the fact of what I had to take care of, just let the other two go first, and I'll go after. And I stated this to her assistant. So her assistant had already told her, Victoria's on the call. She's gonna come over after she's done. After that, she proceeded to go where I was and make a loud noise, a loud while I was on the call. Then I said, okay, whatever. Let me try to wrap this up. But it was but so much I could do because, like I said, I couldn't just direct that call. I had to listen in and take notes on certain things because it's really important for me for my job. And so she came back up. She stood in the corner. Like if you could see, like let's just say she's standing over there in that corner by that lamp. And where I am right now, I'm recording right now on my computer and she's standing right there. She can clearly see I was on the call, can clearly hear the context of that call. You know what I'm saying? And so I just felt like when it got to that point, that was unnecessary because it was already stated to her and reiterated that I understood I needed to be down there. I had told you I had something to do. It's not like I left the premises. I was still here. I just have something I need to take care of. Had I not had my thing on a Zoom background where I can change the background and just put her on mute, she proceeded while she was there. After I put, well, we're downstairs waiting for you and da 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 da. I'm like, I'm on a call. I couldn't take it off video, so I know the lady heard me, but I had it on mute, so she didn't understand or hear what we was talking about. Then instead of being quiet, understand after you said that, right? You still yet push forward and still talking, knowing I cannot unmute it until you finish talking. So then she's going outside of the room or whatever, and she's like, well, I shouldn't have to come up here if you know the time and you have the girls waiting. I just think that that's unprofessional. That's unprofessional, but you not knowing, you being well in your 60s and 70s, right? Not even understanding you running a whole nonprofit organization. So you understand if you want to call with your board members, do you let everyone know that sometimes some meetings and some calls are spur of the moment? But in understanding, you ain't stupid, you ain't dumb, you ain't illiterate, you ain't behind times. You understand that there's a time and place for everything. So she kept, you know what I'm saying? Just had that energy around her that was like irritating me because it was like, you claim to be a woman of God. You take these girls to church every Sunday. You do all these different types of things and quoting all these scriptures. And this is why I keep trying to tell you why you even have to watch yourself and who you align yourself with, who you call a pastor, who you align yourself with and say that that's your church home or that's your church mother or whatever the case may be. Because some people truly hide behind the word of God. They hide behind that religion and they truly don't have it and their spirit don't be right. Their spirit be taint. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? You can fake it all you want to the masses, but you can't fake it to God. You get what I'm saying? So when I start calling her out, and I start giving her examples, I ain't cuss her out. My tone was elevated. You get what I'm saying? Because you had already pissed me off at that point. Oh, you just talking. You're gonna talk, talk, talk. I'm gonna talk till you understand that what you did was wrong and give me the apology that I deserve. Because you didn't have to do that, right? So she just kept saying, like I said, I guess, normally they say she just stuck in her ways. She won't come back and try to humble herself. But it was so hard. I just felt like, you good. Like, how people be trying to fight to humble themselves. They really don't want to do it, but they're trying to find every excuse. Her excuse was, I didn't, forewarn her. I didn't write it on the board, or I ain't write a letter or something. So my whole thing is, when you walked up there and you made that loud, you couldn't hear that I was on the call. When you, even after that, came in the room and stood in the corner and saw, she said, oh, I couldn't see, I didn't know that it was a work call, I didn't know what it was for, but you saw I was on the call, you knew it was a white lady, you saw a white lady in there, right? So what was that mean? We weren't talking about no mess. And it doesn't matter, I'm on a call. I don't care if somebody calling me or whoever calling me about something. I'm on a call. I don't care if it's an important call or you don't deem it as important, whatever. It was a call. It was a meeting that I needed to take. So when you stood in the corner, you came in the room, you still didn't know it was a call. She's, I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't know. I thought it was this. I didn't know. Well, why didn't you tell me before? And well, why didn't this? All this instead of just saying, I'm sorry. Your light irritates people's demons. I don't care who people may be or who they, portray themselves to be, dress themselves up to be. Your anointing is dangerous. This is why you are being attacked, because of your purpose, because of your anointing, because of who you are. People know it's not the attacks that they send your way, what they plan. They know that it's unwarranted. They know that it's not fair. And they know that you don't deserve that. But when people are just filled with jealousy and envy, ain't no telling what they'll do. When people are agitated with you, like she's been showing signs that she's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And it's like she even said, "Oh, you need to calm down your high horse." I need to calm down my high horse, but I'm a very humble person. When have I ever been on my high horse? It's like I can't even be happy, and that's what I kept feeling. I even when I, like I said, when I was able to move, I just felt like there were certain people who was not happy for me. I could feel the jealousy, and I'm just like, why is it that I've gone through so much and I worked so hard to get myself to this point? And sometimes you just gonna have to understand, you're gonna have to have silent victories. It's sad, and sometimes it may feel like, you may feel alone. It may be a very lonely space to be in, but it's not, because there are other people who support you. There are other people who will be there to be your friend, but these people are the right people. These people, like I said, they don't have to fake anything. They understand who you are, because they're anointed and they're chosen too. But when we try to go outside of God, like I said, I was about to jump back in that water. He said, wait, there's still sharks in the water, right? Sometimes when we get ahead of God, that's when we hurt ourselves. When we don't listen to Him, that's when we hurt ourselves. Um, so I set an example to say, you don't even have to do anything, or you didn't have to do anything for these people not to like you. Like, I didn't do nothing to that lady for her to really take it up. I mean, I never thought she would do something like that and then try to really say like it's my fault, because every time I come, it's always something. I don't care if it is. I'm here volunteering. I could be nasty. I could be confrontational. And I just got it, like, you know what? There's a certain level of intimidation that lady feel. And it's because, like I said, I'm not coming in there like the other counselors. Like, even the other counselors even said, you know what, I came in here to, counsel these women. And sometimes with the things that you say, Victoria, just convict my spirit and things like that. And I just think that she just never respected me. I don't know if she feel because I'm too young, or I haven't gone through enough, or I don't have the experience, or whatever the case may be. But them two girls really didn't like the fact that I just told her I won't be volunteering here no more. And like I said, it was like one of the girls, she was on depressants, antidepressants. And they said for the first time, she normally won't come out to get counseling from nobody. And since I started, volunteering there, she'll come out, let me counsel her. And I told her, I said, well, you gonna let the other two talk to you too? And she said, yes, I'll do it. And for the first time, I never seen her in such a rage either. And even with all that, with people telling her and asking her what was the purpose and why did you do that and why did you pick that time, it's like somebody told me, they called me and said that she said, well, why are you sticking up for her? This is a lady, mind you, that says she do everything she do to help women because God led her to do that. But when you did something to me, to what you did something to me, right? You did what you did and you know that was wrong. You don't understand what you did was wrong, and then when people try to tell you what's wrong, it's a, well, why you sticking up for her? This why I keep trying to tell you about people. You can't just go off a look. You can't go off the aesthetic. You can't go off of what people tell you, but you can go off of what people show you, right? And so getting back to what I'm saying, being in that body of water, God is blocking a certain group of your enemies and he's distracting the others so that you can what? Get to where you need to be. But a lot of you gonna understand that you gotta be quiet and you're gonna have to go at it alone and you're gonna have to wait on him hand and foot because this is serious. Okay? And God will bring a stop to this. But until he's working things out and he's able to smooth everything over, you have got to listen to him and understand that this is not going to last always. Do you understand me? It's lasted for as long as it's did now because he tried to give people a chance. And that's something that you just going to have to understand when it comes to him. How many chances has he given us? And we've messed up. Time and time again, we say, God, we ain't going to do something. We going to get it right. And we repeating lessons still to this day, repeating cycles still to this day. And he's still yet guiding us while we are surrounded by sharks and devils and going up against spirits and principalities and deities and entities of which we cannot handle and battle alone. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not for us to question why he moved the way that he moved, why he talked the way he talked, why he gives certain chances, why he's being lenient. You understand what I'm saying? It's for us to understand that even in the midst of all what we're going through right now, how he's keeping us, how he's sustaining us, and how he's still yet protecting us from forces of evil. Baby, people wanted you dead. I don't know who stood to profit off of that, who was gonna get a piece of pie off of that, who they was gonna give it to their kids and take from you and do this, but you was supposed to be dead. It can't work unless you die, unless you dead. And God is still yet protecting you and he's surrounding you so that you can do what? Get to your destination. So I don't care what it is that you've lost. They chewed up that boat. I don't know what you had in that boat. I couldn't see what I had up in the boat. I ain't had nothing up in the boat. But for some of y'all, like I said, when I got out that boat, the sharks devoured it. If you have something, if you've lost something, if they are attacking something right now to try to see you in ruin and being homeless and being broke, pray that when all of this boomerang and backfire and go back on them, that they don't play the victim, and not only that, that they are able to overcome it. Because some people may not, and the other half may not even be around to ask for your forgiveness because they kept doing this and they did it with no remorse in their heart. Do you understand me? Look at what they did. Look at all what they planned. Look at how many hands was involved in this to tear you down, to see you destroyed. Oh, how you gonna get out of it this time? God. The same way I got of it time and time and time and time and time and time again. I really don't understand what people don't get about that. So just that in itself, you ain't got to sit up here and do anything. Because in people testing, you don't even understand they testing God. And when he sits up here and lay down the law, they gonna understand, oh, that's how you got out of it. Okay, because look at what's happening to us right now. Some gonna question, well, why didn't this happen? Yeah, we been doing this. Why ain't nothing happened? People are trying to see you blocked. And they are working around the clock to ensure that your heart is blocked off, your finances is blocked off, your forward progression and movement is blocked off. People are so intimidated of where you're going that they refuse to release you, to loose you, and to free you from the traps in the spell work, in the foolery, in the trickery that they're planning right now over your life to control you and bind you up. They are, boy, I'm telling you, they just as quick as you pop some, it's like they throwing more reins and throwing more things to keep you held down, to keep you pinned down. Because they know if we release this person, they're gonna step into this. They know if ands, doubts about it. They're gonna get the house, they're gonna get the car. I mean, we can't, you know what I'm saying? If we release them, they're gonna get it because it was this close to getting. Every time, don't you see? Every time you this close, and then they come in, it's because these people know these people are demonic and they know it. And they've been fighting you for years. You ain't even, some of these people you don't even know, but I'm gonna tell you something. Whatever their outcome is and whatever their situation is, I know for a lot of you guys, right? Some of you ain't gonna feel nothing because you're gonna be like, you know what? This is God releasing me. And my God, that's all I've been praying for is to be freed. Some of y'all gonna feel some way and you're gonna be hurt. But you gotta understand, sometimes something drastic got to happen to people. Sometimes that's death. For people to understand that I told you several times to release them, did I not? I told you several times to leave them alone. You went out your way to do what you did, to bring distraction and chaos and turmoil their way, and you laughed at it. And you sat back and wanted to know every detail about it. And then you sat up here and told lies and defamed this person to other people that you were sending their way. And you saw no wrong in that. And you knew this person had not done anything to you. Some of these people who was plotting behind your back, you had been out of communication with them for how long? So again, it goes back to what I say. They refuse to loose you. They refuse to release you. Working with people, working with other people, working with exes, working with ex-friends, working with people to get information on you. You got to understand something. Who would go that far and go the distance if they have not seen where it is that God is preparing to take you? You can't be no regular, degular, smuggler person out here, because who in their right mind would do all of this just to get fulfillment out of seeing you struggle when they know your struggle ain't gonna last always? When they not thinking your struggle ain't gonna last always, but when it's boomeranging back on you, what's gonna happen to you? Some people don't care. When I tell you, people be at the bottom of the bottom of the bottom, and all they care about, they don't care if they never get out of it, just as long as you don't get out of it. But these people are not God. They keep trying to pass judgment on you and test you to see, testing how you live and testing what you say and testing this and testing that, as if they God. The only person that's able and capable, right? And has the wherewithal and that right to test you. And he's only testing you not to judge you, baby. He ain't testing you to sit up here and break you down and make you feel bad about what you know and what you don't know, what you've accomplished, what you have not. If you're taking a little bit more time than somebody else, he's testing you so that he can build you and mold you into the best person that he knows that you can be, that he needs you to be in order to take you to the next level of your life. It's only to progress you. It's only to elevate you. It's only so that you can step into everything of what it is that he has in store for you. He wants to see you grow. He hates that you have to go through all of this. But sometimes in going through these growing pains and growing up against these enemies and these, it's going to make you stronger. And then it's going to come a time when he delivers you from these people. He's going to say, look, now you got your peace, you got your happiness. You ain't free of tests, right? You're not free of obstacles, but I'm going to tell you something, you're free of these people. Because some of these people was hell bent, and now they know they hell bound. They know it. Some know, and for those who don't, they sitting back trying to figure out what's gonna happen to them. You get what I'm saying? Some of them just like, oh, you just talk. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us. Ain't nothing gonna happen to us. But let's just say whatever it is that they had in store for you, and you was supposed to be dead, the mere fact that you still alive should have shocked a lot of folk and convicted their spirit and their soul to stop what it is that they was doing. Because if spell work was done behind your back to see you dead and it didn't work on you, that should have told people that you was protected. But no, let's send somebody else in to do this and to do this and to do that and to do this, since this didn't work. Be thankful and grateful that God is sustaining you and that he's keeping you, because you were surrounded by sharks. Don't look at what you've gone through. Don't look at how many times you gonna go through it or you've gone through it. Look at what happens in every phase. You always overcome. You always bounce back bigger and better. And no one is able to fully get you and put their claws in you how they want to. Because if that was the case, you would have been dead. You would have been destroyed. Do you understand me? The mere fact that you still have your inner peace upsets people. The fact that you're able to mind your business upsets people. Your silence irritates people. Your anointing, your light irritates people. Where you're going in your future, it got a lot of people jealous and envious of you. It irritates them. You irritate them. And that jealousy was so, it was enough to make people come after you and want to kill you, want to see you dead. Or put you in certain predicaments in their life, in your life, so that they can come back in your life. Um, but like I say, all in all, you reach your destination. And where God is about to take you, you are going to get there. Do you understand what I'm saying? You are going to get there. So I don't know who this was for. I don't know what it is that you're going through, but I can tell you in this time right now, you need to take this very serious and you need to continue to move how you're moving. Okay? Keep progressing forward and keep doing what God is calling you to do, because that's why people are coming after you so hard. Don't you dare turn your back on a man who's been fighting for you, because the devil has waged spiritual warfare over your life and made bets, placed the wages of your life so that you will give up your faith and give up your journey and give up your purpose, because you're going to say it's too much for me and I don't feel like God is working on my behalf. I don't feel like God moving fast enough. Don't you dare say those words, because everything and anything that was supposed to happen that happened to Job did, and he still yet did not curse God. And in the end, he got rewarded for that. And there's going to be a lot of people that's going to come and try to push you or manipulate you and deceive you and be like, well, dang, still yet, all in all, you still believe that God exists? Where's your God? I don't see God moving in your life. I've been around. Ain't nothing was moving for you. It didn't look like nothing was moving. God, nothing was moving because you was around the wrong people and you was around sharks. Hello. So it don't matter who these informants were or who, whatever it is that they picked up and whatever it is that they gathered. Nothing was moving and you didn't understand that, and nothing was going to move as long as you're around the wrong people. That's God still yet protecting you, because it's going to force you to either reject the person or the person going to reject you. But rejection is what? God's protection. Thank you. JC, back me up. GPR, you with me? You already know what to do. If any of these messages resonate with you, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And tell a friend to join the JC gang. Reach one, teach one. We ride together. We going to slide together. JC gang for life. Y'all know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Stuff ain't going to move the way you want it to move when you're trying to build and collaborate and co-create with the wrong people that God did not intend for you to do this with or do it for. You're going to learn every time. You're going to fall every time until you what? Until you learn. That's tough love. But he's giving these people enough warnings. Do you understand what I'm saying? He's given them enough warnings, and some have shown them they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. So you need to understand, I don't care what it is that you've gone through. I don't care who it is that you went up against. I don't care what it is that you've lost. How many times you had to fight and battle all your life. You are still yet protected and surrounded. God still yet has his hand over you. Be thankful and grateful that you're still alive in the midst of this spiritual warfare and you ain't dead. Be thankful and grateful that your children are protected. Be thankful and grateful that you still yet have your foundation. Be quiet. Do what he's telling you to do. Do not move ahead of him. Not for 1 second, not for 1 minute. You don't hear nothing, don't move. Wait till you do. And when you do, that's when you move and you proceed forward. This is crucial. You don't want to mess up yourself right now. You're in a good spot. You're right where you need to be. Do what he's calling you to do. so that he can get you to where you need to be. And I guarantee you and I promise you, you are not going to be free of tests and obstacles that just comes along with the territory and while you're on this journey. But you will be free from these people. This last attempt, in this last operation, in this grouping, in this group, whatever it is that they conspired and did against you, they will pay greatly for that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Pay attention to signs. You're gonna start seeing names of people. After last names, you're gonna start seeing initials. Okay. I had to be like maybe a couple weeks after I went to my homegirl house. And I said, this okay, so I'm gonna take you back. This had to be back in, I want to say, what 2020, 2022, maybe 2022. I got close with this girl, and we were going out and things like that. And I think one particular time, uh, she ended up calling me out the blue, and she said, "I don't think you realize how powerful, your purpose is. You got to keep going. I don't care what it is that you're going through, right? You got to keep going." And I think at that time, I was hurt by something. Yeah, that's what happened. I was hurt. I was hurt by something that had happened. I think it was a breakup at that time, or I went to go see somebody and they did something, and I came back and my spirit was just all tore up. And she called me out the blue. She said, "I don't care what's happening right now. Girl, you got to keep going and you cannot stop. God got he got a purpose for you, Victoria. Like, you don't even understand." And I'm just like, okay, well, what's the purpose? What you talking about my YouTube? What you talking about? What I've been doing with that? I mean, I've been doing that. Um, what are you talking about? She just said, Victoria, like, I'm telling you, man, that's why you're going. I'm telling you, Victoria, like, you gotta keep pushing. Like, it's so many people that need you. It's so many people that need to hear you. It's so many people that you're gonna make a positive impact on their life. I'm telling you, I don't care, like, how somebody make you feel, or what occupation a person looking down on you, that you, whatever you want to do. I'm telling you, you can't give up. You can't give up. You gotta get out. You gotta get up, Victoria. You gotta speak. You gotta move. And so I just ended up, because the type of person I am, I don't like to open up to a whole lot of people. So she didn't really know what was going on. So I was trying to play dumbfounded, like, what you talking about? What you talking about? And then I just ended up saying, man, you don't even understand it. You don't have a clue what I'm going through. You really don't. I gotta fight every time. I gotta keep on every end somebody betraying me. Every time I let somebody in, they show me time and time again why I moved the way that I moved. But then when I start, excluding myself and retaining back my energy and being, like I said, reserved, then it's like I get joked and mocked for that about who I got in my life, and oh, I got friends and you don't, and you don't want to be around people. That's weird. If that's how you want to move, then move. Like, harsh stuff that people be saying and don't even understand my life. You get what I'm saying? And it's not even that. It's like, if I wanted to, I can have a whole slew of people behind me in my home, eat my food, going to trips with. I am not, and I will never be that type of chick. To each his own, though. You know what I'm saying? All I say is respect how I move and don't make a mockery out of it. Because it's a whole lot of us that are realizing things about family, about friends, about exes. I mean, everybody has their time with a person. But sometimes you realize as you grow up, you outgrow certain people, settings, places, and things. You may outgrow it, but these people still yet remember your presence, your energy. You may have people who support you, may have people who envy you because you was able to break out and release yourself from a certain curse or bloodline, or uh, a certain addiction, or whatever the case may be. Some people will hate you for that, and they'll never let it go because in their world, they never seen themselves, or they never accomplished what they seen or saw you accomplishing. So some people got to go out their way to block you from it. And I just ended up telling her, I said, "You don't know what I'm going through?" She said, "Yeah, I do." I say, "No, girl. No, you don't." She said, "Yes, I do." Well, aunt. It's so crazy how people don't want to believe in spirituality but don't even understand what I mean when I say that you chosen and you got an anointing over you. God will send messages in your life. Mind you, it had to be like 2 weeks after that, that girl went ghost on me. I don't know what happened to her. I know she said things was getting hard or whatever the case may be. I don't know if she had to leave Houston or what happened. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact she didn't have no other people who she was really hanging out with like that. So that's not the first time it's happened. It's always when somebody come in and tell me something, even with my business and things like that, even though I got it, or at that time I didn't move on it, they still said, when you do this, watch, you gonna have more orders than you got inventory. And then I just never hear from these people again. God will send messengers in your life to give you warning. God will send messengers in your life just to deliver certain messages that He needs you to hear. This girl don't know me. I can't make this up to you. I would never come on here and make this up to you. I would never tell you a lie. I don't have to come on here and do it. This girl did not know me. As a matter of fact, I met because I was doing Lyft, and she was taking me home, and it's that's how I met certain people. When I start talking to people, when I open up my mouth, start talking, it's the conversation that leads people to come to me. You get what I'm saying? It's the conversation, and I'm assuming through the conversation they can sense the energy and know I'm good people. Again, this goes back to when I was going to that home and counseling the women. Y'all know for a fact. I know for a fact. Drop it in the comment section below. I'm gonna show you I ain't lying. When you have a kid, matter of fact, when you have a baby, a newborn baby, you don't let nobody touch your baby. Some of y'all barely let the fathers touch the baby. You know what I'm saying? Depending on whatever kind of, whatever dynamic or situation you got going on, you feel me? Mothers are very protective of their children, especially newborns. You can't kiss them on the forehead. You can't hold them. They barely want you that breath on their baby. Like, back up, give it some distance. Tell me why this girl never let any of the other counselors in the room touch her kid. She was letting me hold her baby while she had to do interviews sometimes. Them interviews last about 30, 45 minutes. She let me pick her baby up anytime. When her baby was crying, I was doing some dance and I was like, bit, bit, boppity boop. And her baby was just laughing. She was like, he don't never like laugh and this, and the third. Like, she saw we had a connection. You know what I'm saying? And babies, I don't think I've never had a bad run in with a baby. The baby, sometimes babies wave at me, sometimes they stare at me. Um, but for the most part, they laugh. And sometimes somebody told me, oh, they do that because they see that you an angel. You get what I'm saying? And I don't know. That's like I said. That's what somebody else said. You get what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, she didn't have to let me pick up her child. If she let me pick up her child, and I'm talking about this was a newborn baby, and I asked her that, she said, I just get a comforting, spirit and energy from you. I love you. She let me pick her baby up anytime, anytime. And every time I pick the baby up, they'll go from crying and they'll stop crying. So when I get back to this, like I said, I don't know the girl, but it's like once I start having conversation with people, that's what lead people to want to get close to me, right? And so ever since then, we was hanging out. She'll call me this, that, and the third. And I don't know what made her call me on this particular day. All I can tell you is she ain't specified was on my mom's side or on my dad's side. All she said was, I said, and all I said was, you don't know what I'm battling up against. You don't know what I'm going through. She said, yes, I do. But it's only happening because of your purpose. It's only happening because people know where you're going. You got to keep going, but you got to keep pushing. Sometimes I used to be like, well, when is it going to stop? What is the purpose of all of this, man? And she ain't the first one to say it. Another person said you only be attacked like this because of your purpose. So my thing is, if people are going up against you because of a purpose that God has given you, you don't think God gonna sit up here and protect you and back you up to ensure He knows why you're going through what you're going through. You know why people are attacking you out of envy, out of jealousy, and also because they letting that devil use them and ride them to not want to release you, to not want to let you step into your purpose, to want to block you. So at the end of the day, if you're being attacked by your purpose, a purpose that God has given you, God is going to ensure that you are able to fulfill that purpose. You didn't pray to God for that purpose. He picked you for this. He chose you for this. So that in itself should give you enough peace within yourself to understand that no matter what you go through, you're going to get through it every time. You're going to overcome it every time. You're going to be safe and protected every single time. I don't care who targets you and attacks you. You just know that. And you never forget that. And you keep holding your head up high because you know everything's going to be all right. Okay? And you're not alone out here. Like, it's not bad, man. I know it's bad, but it's really not bad. Cause you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna go that hard up against you if you ain't got something. You what I tell you, you got haters, you know that's how you know you pop, right? You ain't got no haters, you ain't doing nothing right. Some you ain't doing right. So why stop? Cause they don't like you? Cause they don't want it to be you? Who cares? God chose you. God saying it's gonna be you. And I see something great happening for you. I'm telling you, if you just move forward. I can't swim. But when God told me jump in that water, and just as sure as I got these blocked off and these over here distracted, you best do something. He ain't gonna hold your hand through it all. But he will ensure that you get through and that you protected in the midst of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And for those of whom that he's distracting, however he's distracting these people, I always tell you these people are dabbling and got their hands in divination. God will form a protective shield around you to where no one is able to siphon off your energy. Likewise, ain't nobody gonna be able to pick up on your energy. So whatever information they being told, they being fed the wrong information. I can guarantee you that. Your enemies won't know everything, just like you are not meant to know everything of what God's plan is. And a lot of it is to protect you. Do you understand what I'm saying? When I tell you God gonna loose you and set you free, if he gotta put his foot on every single last one of their necks, he will do just that. And just as he got me out, he will get you out too. Be patient and be thankful and be grateful. Matter of fact, you should be thanking him and thanking him right now and praying while you're watching this video. Or do it after this video. Because for some of y'all, this is your confirmation. And getting back to what I was saying about going to my homegirl house. It's so crazy how before that, I saw Gordon Food Services. I was seeing some names. I'm gonna just say that. I don't know if I should edit that out. But I know what I saw, right? I don't think I've ever heard him, but I seen him. It was on a commercial. And I seen that commercial come on TV like 3 times. Sometimes you won't have a vision about everything, but you'll see signs and they'll just appear to you out of nowhere. Then I went to my friend, my homegirl house, and she just so happened to have she said, Victoria, can you get my keys off the dresser? Went to go get the keys. She had a Disney chain with her keys on there. And she could have had any character on there. This I can't make this up. She could have had any character on there, but yet she had a Mickey Mouse character on there. Mickey Mouse character on there on the Disney chain. Then tell me why it looked like I saw my cousin in a white car drive down the street when I was at, yeah, I was about to walk my dog. And so I was walking down the street and I seen her drive straight down and she was in a white car. I know I ain't crazy, man. Sometimes, you see people and they say, oh, it look like somebody. Some people done call me and say, girl, did I see you? I said, how you saw me and I'm in Houston? I could be wrong, but it looked like her. And don't nobody drive down the street. When you drive down the street, you trying to get this, so you gonna zoom. It was like they was driving by like slowly like that, and I could see the person looking out the car. And when I looked, it looked like my cousin. And then I'm seeing last names. I'm seeing the Disney character. Girl told me go get the keys off the dresser, and it happened to be a Mickey Mouse character. Then I'm this girl telling me about 2 years ago, talking about something. I know what you're going through, a aunt. No one wants to think that they own family and kinfolk, especially cousins and aunts, will sit up here and be that relentless to sit up here and want to know every waking moment in detail about your life. You do understand that you can go to jail for that, right? If there was ever a time that I ain't have that I had no sympathy and I was cold hearted, yeah. I really wanted to. If I really wanted to find answers, it ain't nothing for me to go down to the police station. It ain't nothing for me to open up an investigation. If I feel like I've been gang stalked, especially if I feel like you done sent people my way to freaking steal from me, to hurt my feelings, you done told them whatever you done told them, so they already done have in their mind that somebody a tramp. Don't invest in them long term. Don't do this, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? God knows what you done told them for them to move the way that they move towards me. But as long as you get information about my life, right? That's cool. It's cool for me to be treated like that. It's cool for me to go through domestic violence because you are relentless and you want to be nosy. I pray that it really ain't that wasn't my cousin. You know what I'm saying? I can only say it looked like her. I don't know. But all what I say is you was surrounded by sharks. That's all what I'm gonna say. So if sharks in your family, you surrounded by sharks. Don't sit up here and let people try to play you and be two-faced it and want to renege and back out and want to figure out things about your life. Be like, oh, because I just care. You got to use your discernment now more than ever. And for some of y'all, God is calling you to walk this path alone. It's going to break some people's hearts. It's going to confuse a lot of people, but a whole lot of people don't understand what you're going through. So pray that for those of whom you have to back up from right now, that they understand what you're going through right now. And pray that they don't take it to heart. Pray that they don't take it personal, but they just keep you in their prayers, right? Because for some of y'all right now, to get through what you're getting through, to get through what you're going through, you got to go at it alone. Because these people, man, they ain't gonna stop. Some of them had jealousy for you for years, and they ain't had no reason because you kept coming with love towards them. You may not talk to them, like I said, the communication may not be there, but you would never talk bad about them. You would never bring up their faults and their wrongs. You for sure wouldn't go this far to do this. This why I'm just saying what I'm seeing. It's a coincidence. I ain't put nobody out there, but I'm just saying it's just a big coincidence that I just so happened it looked like my cousin was driving down the street. Then I'm seeing Mickey here, I'm seeing Gordon here, I'm seeing Liz over here, I'm seeing all these different names. You get what I'm saying? I'm even seeing Cooper, I'm seeing Morrell. I'm seeing different names. I'm seeing Ferguson, I'm seeing initials. I'm seeing all these different names, and I'm just like, I need you to narrow this down because I can't just put everybody in this group. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, for right now, for some of y'all, and that's just with me, but for some of y'all, he's calling y'all to go about this alone. Because I was in that boat, and it wasn't until I got out the boat and they devoured the boat that I looked in there and I saw it was full of sharks. These people may not be working together, but for some groups, it's different groups, and it's several of them. You get what I'm saying? Some may be doing spiritual work. Some may really be coming after you in the physical. Some, like I said, are just sitting back and just sending you curses, evil eyeing you. Some may be connected to exes of yours, maybe your ex family. You get what I'm saying? But you were surrounded by sharks. It may be exes of exes. But in the midst of it all, and I'm not putting nobody out there, I'm just telling y'all got to pay attention to the signs because I was seeing again a lot of different things. You get what I'm saying? And some things you may feel like, oh, it's a coincidence. No, it's not. You're meant to see it at the time that you're seeing it. And I want people to know that I know. Because if anything happens to me, please believe police reports have already been filed. I got my PI on speed dial. If anything happens to me, it's gonna be linked back to who the names that I released to him. Please believe it. Please believe it. You have got to do what God is calling you to do in this season. If He's calling you to go about it alone, you've got to go about it alone. If He's calling you to be silent, you've got to be silent. If He's calling you to have silent victories, you've got to have those silent victories. It just is what it is because you're surrounded by sharks and monitoring spirits, and you got to know that. So we already an hour in, okay? I want to tell you guys that I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your admiration. Thank you so much for loving me, pouring into me with your prayers, with your love, with your gifts, with your donations. I appreciate it so, so much. In a time such as this, I just want you to know that you are protected, that I'm praying for you. I keep you in my prayers. I love every single last one of you. Okay? Continue to lift your head up high. Never let nobody see you sweat. Okay? Always know that I'm your sister. Always know that I'm your friend. I come with that real, never that fake. I keep it 100 with you. I keep it a buck with you. Okay? Continue to reach one, teach one, bring others to the JC game. And until next time, y'all stay prayed up and be blessed. Okay?